Now, if you're struggling with the wedges, I have got the absolute best solution you've ever seen. You see, pros do this one thing right, and that's launch the ball less than 30 degrees. It's extremely important, and the only way that you can launch it less than 30 degrees is to have lag and to have shaft lean at impact, so the shaft's got to be leaning forward in front of the club head. If you don't do that, which almost every single player that I've ever worked with doesn't do that, every recreational player, if you don't do that one thing, wedges are going to be impossible. You'll hit one 60 yards, the next one goes 40, the next one shoots over the green thin, chunks, everything you can do wrong, you name it, that's going to happen. So that's the magic in wedges. I've got to get the shaft forward, and I've got to get this to launch 30 degrees or less. If I can do that, it's going to be fantastic. So here's a great way to measure that, even if you don't have any of this fancy equipment that I have here. Now I've got my Flight Scope X3. It's going to tell me my launch angle down here at the bottom of the screen. It's handy if you have one of those, but there's a real easy way to do it. I'm going to measure from some point where I can see my ball fly and compare it to a wall or a ceiling or an alignment stick or something like that. I'm just going to walk and see how many feet it is from where I'm hitting my golf ball to where I measure it. So I'm going to walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paces. I'm about 15 feet from where I'm hitting my ball until it hits the screen. Now, at that point, if I went 15 feet forward and 15 feet up, that would make a 45-degree angle. I want to launch it less than 30. So I'm going to go 2/3 of the height. So if I go 15 feet forward, instead of going 15 feet up, I'm going to go 10 feet up. Now that just so happens to be the top of my screen here. That's 10 feet high. So I know if I hit that golf ball and it hits the top of this screen, that's at a 30-degree angle, and that's the absolute maximum that I want to hit this golf ball. Now I'm going to cut into this video for just 1 second. I know if you're great at math, this video is absolutely driving you nuts, because the real math would say this is really 8.9 feet or whatever that is. But for the purpose of this, 2/3 is easier to do and plenty good for what we need. Back to the video. Now in a second, I'm going to teach you a drill that's going to give you a surefire way to keep it below that, but you can measure this however you want. You could also take something like this. I just have a pool noodle on this stick here. This is a flag stick, like you'd hang a flag from your house. It's got an alignment rod on it and a pool noodle on it. That's also set about at that same angle. I could set that there, and I could try to keep this ball below, launching below the pool noodle. I could stick a alignment stick in the ground. I could do it a variety of ways. But let's go ahead and hit one here. Notice where it hits up on the screen, and you're going to see as long as it's below the top, I'm well within range of where I need to be. Whack the pool noodle there just a little bit, had a little too close to me, but you can see that was perfect. A little half swing sand wedge, didn't swing hard at all. Little half back swing coming on through. That ball went 87 yards carry distance and 26.7 launch angle. 26.7 is below 30. I'm going to hit it like a tour pro if I can do that. Now we have a way of measuring it to know if we're doing it right. Now we know the difference between what the pros are doing and why almost everybody struggles with the wedges. How do we learn it for ourselves? Well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take that wedge and I want you to set it up about a club head width off the inside of your back foot. So if I have my feet about 2 club head widths apart, if I want to go a little farther swing, I may go 3 club head widths apart. Doesn't matter, it's just going to be a little bit narrower than a full swing. Just makes it easier to have control. I'm going to put that ball about 1 club head width inside my back foot. I'm going to flare open my front foot, which is going to help me to rotate through that shot and get the shaft leaning forward more easily. Now from here, I want to make sure that I have a lot of lag. And if I get down in the bottom of the swing, when my club's parallel to the ground, I want to see the butt end of the club over top of the golf ball. That's going to ensure that if I get in this position, as I rotate on through, I'm going to have a lot of shaft lean. Now, if the butt end of the club reaches the golf ball and my club is way down here, I've cast the club, I've flipped it, and I'm going to scoop it, I'm going to be a terrible wedge player. There's really nothing more to it than that. So I'm going to do some little practice swings, butt end of the club over top of the golf ball, club still parallel with the ground. Now this would be parallel with my target line. You can see my alignment stick, the line on the screen. This would be parallel. I actually want to make sure that I hit a draw on these wedge shots. So I'm going to take this club and just pull it a little bit inside. I'm going to exaggerate here and go about 10 or 15 degrees inside. And I'm going to imagine that I'm swinging 10 or 15 degrees outside. So my club is swinging in this direction rather than straight down the target line. Now the reason for that is a little bit of a cheat that makes it easier for players. You see, if I swing to the right, I can actually close my club face a little bit more, which takes loft off the club. most players struggle getting it de-lofted enough. This makes it easier to have happen. It also ensures that you're going to get a nice little draw, so the ball turns over from right to left, and it makes it just a little bit more fun to play golf because everything gets more consistent. So now I'm going to feel this. I'm going to swing out that direction, and I want to make sure that I keep it below the top of that screen. So there, again, not a very hard swing. It drew from right to left, 90 yards with a sand wedge. That's nowhere near a full swing. You can put out very little effort and hit it very far and very solid and straight if you do it this way. So again, watch my backswing. I'm only going to take it back to here, and then I want to make a full follow through, and it's going to be around that 90-yard mark again. Just a hair thin on the wedge. Again, nice draw, 91 yards again. Good swing there. I'm going to go about halfway back again, and I'm still going to get 90 with that sand wedge. Another one, all these below the top of the screen, all of them drawing from right to left. That one was just a few yards shorter than that. You're seeing just with a little half swing, I can get it almost 90 yards and have it be really solid each time. Now finally, there's one last trick to making this as easy as possible. I'm going to go ahead and set up an impact bag. Now, Eyeline Golf makes this particular impact bag. You can get whatever you want. You can even wad up a bunch of towels, some dirty clothes, whatever you want to do to make it easy for you. You don't have to have this one, but I like this one because it also has a little ramp on the front of it to mimic that shaft lane. So this is the wedge impact cube here, and you can see that the shaft now matches up with the angle of this when I'm doing my wedges the right way. So I like it for that. I also like it to where I can put this impact bag to where it's in line with my golf ball. So now what I have to do, I'm going to put this golf ball about a foot in front of this impact bag. I don't know if my flight scope will read it when it's doing this, but I got the golf ball about a foot in front of the bag. The bag is in line with the golf ball. Now I have to swing inside and really de-loft it to hit that nice draw when I have this little impact bag there. Again, below the top of the screen, 89 yards, little half swing, very repeatable when you do it this way. Now, we get a few bucks. You'll see a link down below in the description somewhere on this page. You'll see a link if you want to buy one of these. It helps us support the channel. We get a few bucks from Eyeline Golf. When you do those, again, you don't have to buy it. Roll up some towels, do whatever you want to, is going to be completely fine. But I do like that one. If you're looking for something like that, that's the one that I like, that I recommend. Now finally, there's one more problem that I find with this. You see, a lot of times players will get this club with some lag. They'll get the hands leaning forward, but they'll hit a shot that looks a lot like this. So that ball is going to go to the right and then fade over or slice. You see that one, I swung about the same swing speed, but I only carried the ball 56 yards where I was carrying it about 90 yards. It also had a weak slice on it instead of that nice draw swing. So one more time here, I'll do that again, and I'll explain what's going on. So whenever I make that swing, I'm getting lag, I'm getting forward shaft lean, but the face is wide open. I haven't ever been shown, or a lot of people have never been shown, how to properly square that face up, which allows you to de-loft the club and square it up to hit the draw. You see, when I square it using my wrist the correct way, again, incredibly consistent. Now I have a bonus video called the tennis racket drill. It's going to show you how to do this. Not only does it work for these wedge swings, it works for every club in the bag. You learn to square this club up and come from the inside, I'm telling you, you're going to beat the pants off your buddies because golf is just going to get a whole heck of a lot easier. And I'll walk you through exactly how to do that in this tennis racket drill. So you pair that up with what we did here today, it's going to be the perfect combo. I'll play a preview of that here in just 1 second. Just go ahead and click the card that pops up in the top of your screen, somewhere on the screen here. If you don't see one of those cards, go ahead and click the link down below in the description, and I'll show you how to use the wrist the right way to make the next step of this automatic. Best of luck, and I'll see you in the tennis racket drill. Good player problems. We're going to talk about shallowing that club shaft out as we're starting down, as we're doing this rotating of the face that we worked on in the last video. As we start this downswing, what you'll see with basically all of the top players is instead of coming kind of over the top and letting the hands come out away from their body, letting the club come out away from their body, again coming down steep into the ball and then having to open up, kind of fillet open the face and add loft to it, the flattening of the shaft should happen as soon as we start down. So as we start this downswing, what we want to have happening here You can imagine that if I draw a line from the hosel of my club up through my right elbow, that's my swing plane line, my elbow plane. As I go to the top of the swing, I'm going to be slightly above that. And then as I start down, I want my hands to start to shallow out. I want the club to shallow out inside of this elbow plane. And at the same time, I'm going to be rotating